subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get all the latest updates. Hi everyone, my name is Anita and I am very excited to host Dr. Prachi Thakur. Hi Prachi, I am so happy that you accepted my request and after so many years, finally you are here. I'm so happy. How are you feeling from Prachi Thakur to Dr. Prachi Thakur?
Thank you so much. It is nice. This is a nice feeling because you work for these two letters really hard for 5 years. I had my defense at the end of my fifth year. So 5 years, 2 years pandemic, it was really good journey and totally worth it. So yes, quite elated to be Dr. Prachi Thakur. And I am very well and very, very happy to be here. As you said, we have known each other for what, 5 years now?
Yes.
4-5 years now, and it's super awesome and exciting to be here. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. So, Prachi, I was reading your profile on LinkedIn, and I've been following you for on social media also for many years now. So, you have created a space for yourself in the area of women travel and empowering women and diversity training and research and tourism and hospitality. Some keywords around those. So, every post has got these kind of keywords. So you recently got like close to 30K followers on
Yes.
LinkedIn.
Yes, I did.
Clap for that.
Thank you so much. I actually got 30,000 followers last December. I did a post about it, celebrated it for myself. But then LinkedIn did a cleanup somewhere around mid this year. So I lost around 4,000 followers. But yes, it's good to be back at 30. This is probably, if I have to make a sexist comment, this is probably the only 30 I'm going to be happy about. But yeah, that's a sexist comment.
Wow. Okay, so moving forward, tell me about your PhD journey in a few milestone kind of scenario. Like, how was your first year, second year, then your thesis, and then your defense? Tell me about.
Few keywords. My first year was absolute jolly. That is one I went on. I'm a very outdoorsy person. So I went on a lot of treks. Fortunately, systems like IIT have a lot of explorer clubs. So I was a member of Himalayan Explorer clubs at club at IIT Roorkee. And I went on so many treks in first year that I got an award for it. It's called literally most outgoing member of the year. Because every trek they organize, I was there. So it was very jolly. I had great fun. Obviously, the course was going on, so the research pressure was not that evident till first year. So it was very jolly, very nice. And second year was the research journey starting with data collection and everything. So I did get to travel a lot because obviously my PhD is in travel and tourism. So did get to travel a lot. So it was also fun. The third and fourth year went by, I don't know when, because pandemic happened. But I don't really count pandemic as a problem, although I did get COVID 2 times. So that wasn't a good taste. But my PhD got magnified during pandemic in the sense that I always had this hunt of what can I do to make changes in real life. Even when I did not know R of research, I knew that I wanted to make a change in the world. I know this sounds super cliche, super cliche, and I'm very aware of it. But that's how I was. I wanted to become a researcher and wanted to make the change in the world. I'm giving air quotes right now because it is cliche. It is not something that we usually get to hear from researchers. But I was always like that, okay, I am working so hard on building something. I'm working so hard to do something. Can I see change in the world of what I do, the work I do? What is the impact I'm creating kind of thing? So second, like third and fourth year in pandemic, I actually went down that path that, okay, the impact I'm creating. So I became extremely active on LinkedIn. I was on LinkedIn since I think 2019, 18 actually, first year of my PhD. But I magnified my presence on LinkedIn, first talking about rejections during PhD because my paper was getting rejected a lot. I started hosting webinars on how to manage the rejection because I did not know how to manage rejections. And then TEDx happened. So that was a milestone. And a lot of other things happened. I got invited to speak at Washington State, Florida Atlantic, at University College of Denmark, and other events, which I think made the presence on social media super worth it and gave me a lot of information about how I can direct the research of my PhD to real life implications. So I think pandemic to third and fourth year was there. Fifth year, I think half of the fifth year was definitely writing thesis, pure writing thesis. So for information, I have arthritis. I got this blessing from my parents, and my fingers used to, swell when I used to get into writing, because obviously now you know that I'm very passionate about the research I do. So I used to get in this flow zone and keep writing, and my fingers will be like, okay, not anymore, kind of thing. So for fifth year, first semester, went into thesis writing. I submitted at the beginning of fifth year, second semester, and defended my PhD at fifth year, end of second semester. So I think that was the journey. Good one.
So what next? What are you?
That's an interesting question. I am right now taking an institutional break, in the sense that I have a lot of research projects that I'm working on. That is why I don't say that I'm taking a career break, because I'm not free in the sense. But I am working on passion projects, on solo female traveling, on research in India about LGBTQ, and on making the world a better place with more research, because we need to change policies and they won't happen unless there is data to talk about it. So I'm working on some passion projects, a lot of international collaborations happening. But I am taking an institutional break, because right now I'm not associated with any institution per se. And I think this is good, because, I went to school really early. So I have been in institutions since I was 2.5 years old. So it has been really long that I have been into 9 to 5 thing. So now I think it is time to be a little more peaceful, enjoy this research break, institutional break, I mean, and looking for host institutions who can who are willing to grow with me, because I have big plans and I want to be with an institution which has big plans.
Yeah, so there is something, I've been very, I talk about this particular concept very often. This is called portfolio career. So you are on this journey to create that portfolio, because you are a trainer, you are a researcher, you are a traveler, you are a diversity trainer, and you are, your research is also having different domains and different spaces. So this is, I think, you are a true example of, a person who follows a portfolio of careers. Really interesting, because I think we should follow you in this way. In terms of creating those kind of careers, and which can satiate your own needs and desires.
Totally.
So it gives you scope to work in whichever space you want to work. So very inspiring and interesting to see your journey.
Thank you so much. You're kind with your words.
I am very inspired by you and your work. So tell me about your TEDx talk.
It was interesting in the sense because I pitched myself. That why I want to say about that. A lot of people told me when I started sharing about my TEDx talk, they said that you shouldn't tell people that you pitched yourself, because it will lessen the value of your TEDx talk. I was like, first things first, if you think that if I tell people I pitched myself and that's why they selected me and that's how it got on TEDx, you don't know how TEDx works and a whole TED system works. And second is, I think it is important to tell people that I pitched myself, because it will tell people that these dreamy realities are not that dreamy. They are very achievable. You just need a process to get through to that. And I did Google search on how to get on TEDx. Obviously, I was very, very pushed and very, very good in a good way, mentored by Dr. Catherine Koo and Dr. Nisha. Dr. Nisha is a TEDx speaker herself. And I had this wild idea of being on TED. I always had, because I have always looked up to people who gave TED. And my favorite TED talk among all of the TED I have heard is by Angela Duckworth. So if you play Angela Duckworth's TED talk on grit, and if you play my TEDx talk, you will see there are similarities in the way it is structured because I took inspiration from her.
Okay, moving forward, Prachi, I've been following you on LinkedIn, and it's something very inspiring to see that you are one of the top content creators who are researchers. So research and LinkedIn and social media doesn't go hand in hand, because as professors and researchers, we are usually judged on multiple perspectives. But I want to know from you that how LinkedIn is helpful for researchers. Like, how can we build, and if it is useful at all, like what are those benefits, as well as how can we do, like these are two questions. So how can we be benefited, and how to use our research on LinkedIn? So if you can help us in learning that aspect.
Thank you for this question. I think it is high time that we academics get more active on social media. And when I say social media, I use this word very cautiously, because when the moment we say social media, the first thing that comes to our mind is Instagram and TikTok and the reels and the transitions, all those things. And if anyone follows me on LinkedIn and Instagram, I'm very new to Instagram, they know that that is not my cup of tea. And LinkedIn, you remember how just we were talking about how my third and fourth year, the pandemic helped me magnify my career. That magnification happened because of LinkedIn, totally because of LinkedIn. I did my TEDx because of LinkedIn. I met my mentors because of LinkedIn. I was able to create impact from my research because of LinkedIn. I got invited as guest lectures for guest lectures and for research collaborations through LinkedIn. I collaborated with international researchers because of LinkedIn. I got mentored by multiple different professors from best and leading universities in the world because of LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. So I think if I had to give credit for my career and career magnification, not career magnification, it will be the CEO of LinkedIn and LinkedIn in per se. And I think, see, this is what I told you about TEDx as well. These dreamy realities, right? They are very achievable. And that's what, when I write on LinkedIn, that's what is my motive to write on LinkedIn. Because when we are academics, right, when we become professors or when we are researchers, a lot of our life, a lot of our side of life and the information from our side of life is not known to people. So let's say there is a high school kid, they want to become a professor, right? They don't know how they can become a professor, except knowing that, oh, I need to do a PhD to become professor. They don't know the realities of doing PhD. They don't know the realities of becoming a researcher. They don't know the realities of being a professor. What struggles we have, the goods, the bads, and the uglies, right? So one thing that I wanted to get out there through my social media, like LinkedIn profile particularly, was the reality of who we are as researchers, the struggles we have. I told you, right, in 2020, when I started posting on LinkedIn, if you go back to those posts, they are always about the struggles of PhD, because I was a struggling PhD student then. Then I shifted my brand from a PhD student to becoming a diversity trainer and researcher, because that's who I wanted to become. So it is not about who you are today. I made a post about it, I think day before yesterday, that sometimes we believe who we are, sometimes we know who we are, and sometimes we are the worst judge of it. So LinkedIn helped me see myself as who I can be rather than who I am. And I think that is incredible for researchers, right? Because as researchers, you put so long hours in building a research paper. You put so much time in contributing to your field. And then who reads that paper? 2 reviewers and 9 people who cited your research. That's not really the way research should end. I mean, if that works for you, well and good. But I am particularly of the belief that our energy should be used for larger good, especially in social sciences. The work we do can be translated to industry real fast. This is not really applicable for people in science, because they need bigger tools and need more infrastructure. In social sciences, we don't really need that big infrastructure. And at least we can talk about the changes we want, right? So as a diversity trainer, I started doing that okay, talking to people about what solutions are there. Because yes, the MNCs know that, okay, diversity training is a thing. People know that diversity training is a thing. But in tourism and hospitality, no one knew that diversity training is a thing. When I talk about this in my TEDx as well, that when I started doing my research, I found 11 articles out of 3,000 Imagine 3,000 articles writing the word diversity training or, multicultural training or its sisters and brothers. But 11 articles in tourism and hospitality. That's not even a proportion. And that can happen with your research as well. I found that my research was rare. What if your research is rare as well? People need to know about the work you're putting in. People need to know about the efforts that you're putting in. And you never know where that impact can lead to. Right now, am very fortunate and very blessed to be working with one of some of the largest institutions in the world, which, work and influence the tourism policies across the world. It would not have happened if it was not for LinkedIn, if it was not me posting about diversity training and research and inclusion and how tourism and inclusion are very intertwined. And it would not have happened. So I think every researcher owes it to themselves for first creating the impact out from their research. Second, if you want to take the traditional nerdy path, you want more collaborations, you need more publications, you want to get mentored by incredible researchers who are publishing, who are pioneers in your area. So even that can be done by LinkedIn. So let's say you are not this big person in the sense that you don't want to bring the change in the world. You love the world it is, and you want to become a good researcher. You need to get mentored by people who are doing good research. Even that is achievable by LinkedIn. So I think it is in today's day and age where companies, brands, and universities are equally emphasizing on the personal brand of their employees, their researchers.
True.
It is important for us to get into that game and not be left out. And especially, I think it is more critical for Indian researchers because our research system is developing. We are not the most developed researchers yet. I am saying this with a pinch of salt because we do have incredible researchers. It's not that. We do have very incredible researchers. But I am of a strong opinion that the majority of us can become excellent researchers if we get a mentorship. So we have, it's like having a very good fruit tree in a relatively less fertile soil. It's not that we are barren. We have infrastructure. We just need guidance how to use this infrastructure. So
you're right.
I guess LinkedIn can do that.
Absolutely right. And a lot of researchers, or in fact, including professors, are not aware like how to utilize this platform to its full potential. So, even I started writing on LinkedIn 2 years ago, actively. It is a very slow growth, but from here to here, somewhere here, but then it is a very slow growth. But ultimately, I realized that if work attracts work. So if you're sharing your work on these social media platforms, people will get to know about you, and they will also want to work with you. You get more work, and then more work is then it's like a multiplier.
Magnificent. True.
So
yes.
I think it's high time for us to be there to help other researchers. So I will get in touch with you again. We are definitely going to host a workshop on LinkedIn and researchers. I will definitely host you, Prachi, once again, and we'll do a workshop on that.
For sure. I'm very happy.
Today itself on this particular video that we are going to do it very soon. Okay.
For sure. Very happy to do this.
Moving to the next question. Okay.
Yes.
Tell me about your favorite trip so far.
Oh my God. That's a challenging question for a traveler. I do travel a lot, and sometimes now I have started thinking, this is a bit different from the question you asked, but sometimes now I have started thinking of myself as a digital nomad. I also interviewed for a podcast for how digital nomads work and their struggles and all of those things. So I think I can call myself that. But yes, it's a challenging question. What is my favorite trip? But I think for now, it will be the Australia trip I did earlier this year.
Let's do a rapid fire, Prachi.
Sure.
Let's understand who you are and your choices are in terms of life. Okay. So if you were not a researcher, what would you have been?
Radio jockey.
Wow.
Yes.
What's your early morning ritual?
Early morning ritual, scrolling through Instagram.
Okay.
I know it's not the ideal one, but it makes me very happy because my feed gives me these fail videos. People try something and they fail, and I laugh on it. It's not that I'm laughing on misery. It's because I tell everyone with this disclaimer that if I fall down, the first person who will be laughing will be me. So that's why
I
I
do
find
that
it.
very often. Every
Yeah.
time I fall and I laugh a lot. And my friends are like, why are you laughing?
Why are you laughing? Yeah.
Why are you laughing? And they start laughing and the moment become very jovial then.
Yes, yes, yes.
Going to the next question. What is a must-have item on your work desk?
My laptop, which is pretty obvious. Yes. But apart from laptop was a kind of like a no-brainer thing. But my diary and my pen, I am not a in digital person yet. So
Okay.
my diary and pen are the first. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what is your latest purchase to increase your productivity?
Ring light.
Wow.
I got this gifted to me by one of my friends that, okay, I graduated. What are you getting me? Get me a ring light.
Wow.
So yeah, that's my latest purchase.
Okay. What's your favorite book or
My
books?
favorite book, okay, Grit is my favorite book.
Uh-huh.
Like I have read it, I don't know, 15, 20, 50 times. I have read it a lot. But this is going to become my next favorite book. This is this really nice book, which is adapted from a TEDx talk itself. It's called We Should All Be Feminist.
Mhm.
Really short book, takes you half an hour to read. But I think I'm going to give a bulk order and I'm going to gift this to every person and meet rest of my life.
Okay, I will order it now.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
Oh wow, I'll send my address to you then.
Definitely.
Thank you. Okay, what's your favorite quotation that keeps you motivated always?
It's right on my desk. It's believe you can. Yeah,
And you did it.
yes.
Thank you, Prachi. It was lovely interacting with you. And
Thank you so much for having me.
glad that we are friends. I'm glad that we have
So,
known. I believe that we were sisters in our past birth.
I agree. I really agree because we have this soul connection. Today, when you texted me, I had just opened my laptop to text you that, okay, what is happening? Are we meeting today or something? So yeah, I'm very fortunate to have come across you. So see, this is where I think LinkedIn plays another role because we met through LinkedIn, right? We did meet through
I still
LinkedIn.
remember our first call. Like it, we were there for 15 minutes. We expected it to be only for 15 minutes, but it lasted for 2 hours, maybe more than 2 hours. In fact, that was
See,
a
yeah,
crazy conversation,
yeah.
and we both are talkative.
We are. And come on, it's nice to be talkative. We need to fill the world with our happiness.
Okay, Prachi, I'll take your leave now. And it was nice to have you on Inkpot Hub. And we will have more rounds of these kind of conversations. You get your TED complete, and then your wishful thinking and your wish. I wish your wish gets completed very soon.
I
Uh,
think it's more of a goal, Anita. I don't use. I would correct you here. I don't like using the word wish because you just wish for it. I think I'm working for it, and I think I like to see my dreams not as dreams, more as visions and goals because I don't think there are things that you can't achieve if you're working. Yes, there are completely. I don't agree in toxic positivity. I'm not a toxic positive person. I have had my set of failures, but I do think that if we work towards it, it can come our way.
Absolutely, absolutely. It will certainly happen. And I know
So.
you must have already jotted down all those steps in your life which will lead you there. And I hope to see you soon there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's great to see you all here. Thank you for watching our work. If you have not subscribed to Inkpot Hub Media, then please hit the bell icon and subscribe to our channel and support research celebrations in India.